By the time I grew up, there was $30 billion a year in cargo moving through Idlewild Airport, and believe me, we tried to steal every bit of it. So you gotta understand, we grew up near the airport. It belonged to Paulie. And we had friends and relatives who worked all over the place, and they would tip us off about what was coming in and what was moving out. If any of the truckers or airlines gave us any trouble, Paulie had his union people scare them with a strike. It was beautiful. It was an even bigger moneymaker than numbers, and Jimmy was in charge of it all. Whenever we needed money, we'd rob the airport. To us, it was better.
Hey guys, welcome to an episode of Searching for Goodness. And today we have actor and stand-up comedian Bob Golub. Now, I met Bob through some mutual friends. I was already familiar with his work. So my oldest brother, one day in the 2000s, came home with a copy of Goodfellas, and he made me watch Goodfellas. And he only told me to pay attention to two scenes. The first scene was the truck driver getting out of the semi-truck, played by Bob Golub, walking into the diner. He wanted me to study how the camera was moving.
Joey, give me some small fries.
The nightingale tells his fairy tale of paradise.
Got a phone? Come on. Got a phone? It's over there. Just stole my truck. You believe that shit, huh? You fucking believe that?
And then the other scene was where Ray Liotta and Lorraine Bracco are walking through the back of the restaurant.
Oh, that whole shot. Yeah, that's one scene, one shot.
One shot, and Goodfellas turns 35.
You know, it's really weird. You never told me that you, out of all the scenes, they would pick that scene. That's really weird. Probably for the tracking, right? Mostly what you were saying, yeah. I never knew that.
Yeah, your scene was so memorable. I mean, because we've always seen in movies where the character who we're following throughout the movie would just like run to a car and just like grab somebody and just like throw them out the car and then just drive off.
Right.
And in this scene, of course, you had, spoiler alert, Joe Pesci and Ray Liotta, stealing the truck, and they gave your character life. That's the thing about in Scorsese films. They gave, even like the roles that were very small, they gave it so much life that it just like lingered. It was memorable. And Goodfellas was really the movie that really gave me it gave me a deeper respect for filmmaking.
Right.
I got a chance to check out some of your stand-up, and you came in there with an alter ego, and everybody was cracking up. They were laughing so hard, man. And that also, again, gave me a deeper respect for stand-up comic, because that is a whole different art form.
Yeah. I've been doing it for 44 years. For Christmas, someone bought me one of those clap on, clap offer things. For 2 weeks, I went like this. You know, it's really weird you mention it. That scene in particular, we did 20 takes of me walking. Now, that was my first film. Lorraine Bracco actually come up to me, I'll never forget, she goes, "You're going to be big." I didn't know she was, because you really detailed. I was doing my dad. When I came in, I grabbed my nuts, and my dad used to curl his tongue when he got mad. So when I went in, so I didn't improvise those lines. The two N-words was in the script. I improvised everything around it. So my black comic friend of mine said that I improvised those lines. So for years, go up, man, I know you improvised those lines. I said, then after a couple of years, 3 or 4 years, I said, you know what, there's one I added to. But no, they were in the script, but I improvised everything around that. The phone, can you believe they can believe? So that was all improvised. He let me do it, But it was more that walk. He goes, to Village, closed. Well, I didn't understand what he was talking about. But that was the first day, by the way. That was the first day we shot. I shot the first day.
Yeah.
And by the way, when they picked us up, they picked you up to go to a film. I was sitting next to this guy, we're talking, and it was Scorsese's father.
Right.
Yeah.
He's also in the movie.
Yeah, his mother is, they do when she's cooking. That's his, I think it's Scorsese's mom, right?
The actress that played Joe Pesci's mother, yes. That's, Catherine Scorsese.
She was great.
She was amazing.
She was great. But they were, we don't have enough time talking about how I got in it, but it was like, no agent, no manager. Just read the book Wise Guys from Nicholas Pileggi. I never read a book back to back ever in my life. I was so entrenched by Jimmy the Gent. I got it. Big family, prison. I've been in prison. I ran mob guy things. I just never killed anyone. But that was everything else I got, you know. I didn't know De Niro was playing a part, you know.
Yeah.
But they liked me and just offered me that. But that, I didn't know. I mean, it's almost embarrassing to think that he would pick that scene. Now, I know he's not racist, but it's very funny because people go, man, that was my favorite scene in the film. I'm going, I know what you're thinking, yeah. But yeah, but that was nice. And you know, here's the deal that's really weird about Goodfellas, is I could get my own series. When I die, they're gonna say from Goodfellas. Which is not bad, don't get me wrong.
Well, thank you for your contribution to cinema, because Goodfellas has continued to be a celebrated film.
Really, right? And it gets bigger and bigger. It's crazy. It gets more famous.
But every time I saw you on TV, man, your presence like really commanded the screen.
Thanks. Try to keep it grounded and be real, that's all. You know, acting, what is that? I hate acting. What we're doing right now is acting. We're being real, we're being honest.
Yes.
To me, that's acting.
Where were you?
I was in the
Be
kitchen.
here! Be here! Stop them before they come in. It's bullshit, all right? I saw you fucking talking to what's her name back there. That's not what I hired you to do. You be here, okay?
All right, okay.
All right, so stay here.
All right, so Bob, the first question I want to ask you, we usually ask our guests about the meaning of goodness, and I just want to get your take about goodness, because you mentioned to me earlier about how you're just like, you're nice to everybody, you treat people the way you want to be treated, you know your neighbors, also a no nonsense guy, but you still like keep it real, and at the end of the day, man, you respect people and treat people the way you want to be treated, man. What's your take on goodness?
Well, what you just said, they're talking about the 10 Commandments. It could be just one. Treat people the way you want to be treated. That's it. You know, I mean, what else is there? Look, I'm a pretty tough guy. I could physically, I used to wrestle, I boxed, but I try to, not all the time, I try to find the goodness in people. I think most people, are good people. I think they're sometimes in a situation where they might have to act different. But I think that, people are born 100 years from now, 300 years from now, there's going to be serial killers born. There's going to be people that do this. There's going to be religious people. We're going to be born that way. Sorry. But the majority of people, I think, are good people. And what I've done, as I've gotten older, I cut more people out. I've created a bubble, a positive bubble. This way, everyone in that bubble is positive toward each other. You're not coming in and busting that. And that's what I've done. I'm down to about 5 people. One guy is my best friend. He's not my friend. He's like part of my life. I've known him since I've been 4 years old. And we talk every day. My wife said to me, she goes, "You never say anything bad about Jimmy." I said, "Jimmy never screwed me over." I'd give him $1 million. I hate that number. That was, say $1 million. But if you give someone $1 million, he wouldn't take a penny. I could leave for 3 years. I come back and wouldn't take a penny. That not only is a good person, but he's a kind person too, and good-hearted.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm a little nervous here. It's when they told me they're going to give me a shot, I've been practicing every day for a month in front of a mirror, And tonight I practiced in front of a mirror, and my reflection got up and walked out.
My next question, it's about laughter. Okay, you're a stand-up comedian. You tell stories. You make jokes. You make people laugh. There is so much darkness going on in the world. There are people out there, murdering people. There are countries dropping bombs on other countries, killing innocent people.
Kids.
Yeah, there are just people in the government that want to make other people's lives harder. People get pushed to the edge. They do things that they normally don't do. People are trying to survive, and one thing that does bring people together is laughter. Laughter is a form of medicine, and why is laughter so important, and why do we need it?
Well, when you just think about laughter, what it does internally, it loosens your body up. I always look at it like this. Like this is here, right? This is your body tight. Well, this is your body open and free, and air, right? So I think laughter does the same thing. It takes out that stress. You know, after 9/11, I was in 9/11. I had this. I'm doing a 25th anniversary. But when was it okay to laugh, right? So I did a show that Friday and Saturday. I wasn't sure if I was going to do my one-man show called Dodo. And I hate to sound kind of self-centerish, but I think the country needed it. Sorry, I needed it. I wasn't sure if we were going to do it that Friday and Saturday. We got hit Tuesday. And my one-man show is based on a lot of laughter, but I lost 3 people by death. My mom on Christmas, my grandfather on Easter, my dad on Labor Day. You either write about it or go to therapy. So we did it that Friday and Saturday after 9/11, sold out 4 shows, 4 standing ovations. I could hear it in them, crying, because sometimes and laughter. Crying and laughter is kind of close. Have you ever cried and start laughing? You ever laugh and start crying? That emotion's almost the same. It's a release. And as far as 9/11, I already had that Dodo already set up, that show developed. But as far as stand-up about 9/11, most comics did not know what to do. And I think I know, I'm probably the first comic in America who knew. So what I did was, when I, for example, instead of talking about 9/11, I would say, why can't we get Bin Laden? He's 6'6", the Taliban's 5'2", shoot the tall one. So I would do perimeter jokes about that, not so much about the actual hitting in the buildings. Now comics will do that now. They think it's edgy by doing that. It's not edgy. You know, like what are you trying to say? Just saying something to be edgy? So I'll give you an example. Like I had this one-arm bit. I opened with this one-arm bit, and people were afraid to bring it on TV. Well, I went to Balboa Hospital when I had down in San Diego. You don't get in there unless you're missing 2 limbs. I got a standing ovation. It's hard when people have 1 leg. They loved it. But it always seems like people sometimes are offended for other people. Like the guy was like, I said, listen, I touch it. I go, what happened there? And I look him in the eyes, he'd tell me. And so this comic said to me, how are you doing? I says, because I'm real, because I'm talking to him. He wants to tell you, or she wants to tell you what happened. But so I think humor loosens you up. And by the way, man or woman, if you're out on a date, your date's laughing, it sure helps. So yeah, it loosens people up. Look, you know, when I go to Balboa Hospital or go to a hospital where people are sick, they need that. So yeah, it does help in all different ways. What do you want me to do? Throw you a welcome home party or something? Tyler, get him out of here. He's not welcome here. You might be a champ, but you're no sportsman. You're a brawler. What you did with Truffaut would have shamed my career. Oh, and what do? You walk into my gym. To do what?
What are you afraid of? That if Eric and I shake hands, we won't let go? Is that what it is?
What's he want you for? You're a poacher?
Look, just let me go out there and shake his hand. He'll leave.
I need you to back me on this. Understand that?
So, Bob, I got this book over here. It's called Oneness by Jeffrey Moses. And
what's it about?
It's really a philosophy about, you know, good and, you know, what evil is and unity and just, you know, loving your neighbor, you know, the golden rule.
Right.
It's all everything that relates to just love and unity and just being aware of evil.
Right.
And each guest, they read a passage. For you, you want to get your words on Conquer with Love.
Okay.
And could you do the honor and read this passage here of Conquer with Love?
Whether there is tension or fighting between individuals, groups, or nations, it means that a time of mutual understanding has been lost and channels of communication have not been used. So love is unifying force. It resonates outward to resolve differences between people and nations. It is not that these unique qualities dissolve and are lost, but they are integrated into greater whole in which they are made useful and beautiful. Love conquers before there is fighting. Even channels of communication have broken down. Fighting breaks out. The underlying attitude should still be love and unification by love. It's pretty
Very
powerful
well
stuff.
written. Yeah. Armin, can you continue the other
Yes.
quotes in there?
Yeah, so according to Islam, they say recompense evil, conquer it with good. Christianity, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Hinduism, with kindness, conquer rage, with goodness, malice, with generosity, defeat all meanness, with the straight truth, defeat lies and deceit. Judaism, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Buddhism, conquer your foe by force, and you increase his anger. Conquer by love, and you will reap no after sorrow. Taoism says, love is sure to be victorious even in battle, and firmly to maintain its ground. Heaven will save its possessor by his love, protecting him. Bob, do you have any stories or any story you want to share?
I think sometimes when men, they think they're tough. By showing love sometimes, might think it's weak, but I think it's strength. When you can tell someone, boy, you gave me a little emotional here. My one-man show, my dad never told me he loved me. He never told me that. I didn't know how to even say it to him. I tried to do it through a character one time. As De Niro, hey, you love you. And I just I couldn't say, I love you. But let me tell you something. I think because of that, I tell my kids I love them every day, and I mean it. Because a lot of times I love you. No, I love you. It's different than, a lot of times it's thrown away. But I do believe that love is a powerful, that we will conquer more with love. It's not a weakness, it's a sign of strength, actually.
I mean, absolutely. Whenever your parents are tough on you, that comes from a place of love.
What's it called? Tough love.
Tough love.
Something my kids don't know. Only because, we love each other, but I think there's, when you really find true love, it's almost a drug. It's just a feeling that makes you feel good. And love can come in all different directions. Like I love my dogs. They're not my dogs or my family. They're purebred love. Not because of purebred, they just happen to, they're brothers. I love them so much. I can tell you right now, if I bring Nestle here and say, do you love me? He'll lick me. And then I go, how much? That's an animal. That's an animal. No, it's not an animal. It's a human being, it kind of, right, So love is, again, I don't like when people think it makes you weak. It's a strength. And look at you. You're reading from all these passages from every different religion. What's it come down to? Love, no matter what you believe in. So that's, in love, I got to tell you the God's truth. My wife, when I got married, she says, you must be really in love. And I said, no. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. All three of her friends said, I would marry him. They're all divorced. I'm in love with her now. I told her it would grow, but I was being honest. When I said, let's not get married, what's an engaged? Right? Get engaged? Are we gonna get married? I go to the process. So love comes in, I could go on. It's just, yeah, I think it makes you feel good about yourself and make people good. When you say to someone something nice about them and that makes them feel good, what's wrong with that? Why is it not making someone feel good about themselves, to love themselves?
Yeah.
Because
nobody wants to feel like less than what they are.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, no matter how you show it, it comes from a place of just caring.
Caring. I keep going back to, I fought in the ring, I fought lifers, I wrestled, but I love people, but it has to be reciprocated too sometimes. You can love somebody to a certain point where they don't love you, and then you're wasting your time, and you can still love them. But it feels good when you love someone, they love you back. That sure helps,
Like my parents come from an old tradition. They come from that tradition where the mothers nurture you, the fathers just tell you when you screw up.
Right. Did your dad tell you he loved you?
Yeah.
I never heard that.
Later on, but
yeah.
In the early years, he'll tell me when I screw up. But he has his way of showing love.
Right.
He'll hug me, and other times he'll scold me because he's trying to shake me up.
Yeah.
As an adult, I remember the times in the weekends, Like, I want to watch Saturday morning cartoons. He's like, no, you put your shoes on. You're coming to the construction site with me. I want you to see how I make money.
Right.
And then I would go to hardware stores with him, and I would watch him communicate with his other workers, and watching people build things.
So that's love. That's love. It's love doing that situation with your dad. Listen, I used to love to go fishing with my dad. You know why? I'm one of 8 kids. I had him by myself. And so to this day, when I fish, I think of my dad. You know. So, yeah. My dad was he was a tough guy. So that blue collar steel worker, you don't show your emotions. Again, because it's a sign of weakness. But it's not. It's a sign of strength, actually.
Yeah, my dad was always about, everywhere I take you, I want you to learn something. That's my takeaway with my dad. Other men, their stories are always about, playing catch with their dad.
Right.
But my dad was not a baseball person. So for my life, growing up in North Carolina, it was just about him just providing for his family, always coming home after every hard day of work, never complaining.
Yeah. I'm one of 8 kids. My dad had one eye. He was a roofer. So, it was tough. But, we're given what we could handle, sometimes. And you never know how, someone grows up. Like, my kids don't know about struggling. They have no concept of that. But, I actually love doing stand-up. So love comes in kind of different formats, right? Yeah. So you could, that feeling of love, or you can love something too. Now, a lot of comics, I'm there for the audience. No, they're not. They're there for themselves. They lie. That's a lie. They're there to make themselves feel good, because they're messed up, most of them.
Yeah.
So love comes in all kinds of things. It's not the eternal loving a woman. You can love doing something. You can love playing basketball. Or we talked about basketball. You like watching basketball. Well, you love doing that, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know. I love fishing. I love fishing. Why? Because it reminds me of my dad. Then I love fishing too sometimes. I love just to get away.
Right. So you love one another and always show love.
Yeah. I mean, and by the way, it makes you stronger, not weaker.
Listen to Bob.
Your mother and I know about that party you're going to tonight. We want to make sure you're going to be safe and responsible.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, I do. And that's the point. You got to promise me. You take this card tonight, okay. You go to that party, if there's any alcohol, you turn around and come right back. And you'll never, ever have any type of bottles in your car.
Okay.
Deal?
Deal. No bottle of any kind.
Hey, if for my birthday, your mother said we could bring another woman in the bedroom. So when you're at the party, you run any females that down the clown with an older couple, you got to let us know. Come on, let us know.
Okay, Dad.
Yes. Hey, be safe too.
All right, Bob. Our last question is related to the environment.
Sure.
Unfortunately, we are dealing with the climate crisis, dealing with global warming and climate change, and I wanted to get your take about our environment.
Well, I can tell you this. I lived in L.A. from 80 to 84, and then went to New York. And you would fly in to L.A., and you go, oh my God, it's really cloudy. Those from the cars. It would just sit there. I mean, it's very obvious that the water is going down. Like it's there is something changing. There's no doubt. The ice caps, when you think about that, I saw this very depressing picture of this white polar bear on a small ice cap by himself. I think that picture says it all. I mean, why is he on this small ice cap by himself? To deny it, now a lot of people make money from it, but to deny it is just denying nature. And if you believe in God, why would you want you to destroy your earth? If you're religious, I'm not a religious person. I have a spiritually, I know people, they don't like to hear that, but that's my belief. But if you have belief in God and you believe that God created everything, even though planet's 5.2 billion years old and Jesus was 2,000, but if you believe that, then why wouldn't you believe to protect and to honor your earth and to make it the best you can? As much as we try in California, we have our 4 different bins. Somehow they end up together. What's really sad for me is when we're worried about going down, the moon and Mars. Everything is right here. Why are we going down and looking at all the plastic and cleaning that up. We'd have to get all the countries to go and, you know, because there's a lot of countries don't care. They just dump it. I just hope that sometime down the future that, you know, I don't want to sound this way, but like, I don't want my kids to, you know, 50 years from now, how's the air going to be? Or, you know, how's the water? Because we only have, I mean, eventually we are, what, 3/4 water? It will flush its way out. But, you know, in the meantime, yeah, it's just, it's, I'm just saying, to deny it makes it worse. That's all. To accept it and say, oh, well, we're going to do it, then you work that out. But it's kind of hard when you have China and other countries, I'm not just saying China in general, just dump everything. You're going to have to come together. And that means we have to come together with love. And that's not going to happen with all the countries coming together. So I don't really know what the answer is, except I try to do the best that I can. You know what I mean? The best what I can, contribute whatever that part is.
Yeah. I mean, that's all we can do is just, you know, join organizations, you know, recycle, you know, fight to retain, you know, water, right. Especially when water is scarce, and just keep fighting. You just, you know, produce, you know, electric cars, you know, try to reduce pollution.
So, so people like will make fun of us if we say this. You know, there's certain people. You collecting your cans, and that's going to make a difference. Maybe it's not going to make that much of a difference, but the difference is a difference we make with it. So if we contribute a little bit, okay, maybe that might be that big of a difference, but it's something. And people starting somewhere is better than starting nowhere, right?
Even contributing little will still make a big difference if everybody comes together.
That's right. If everyone contributed a little bit, and can't just be America, man, got to be the world. You know, so yeah, it's going to be a problem. You know, I got to go back and get to the religious thing. If you're a Christian, or if you're a Muslim, you believe in God, or why would you want to ruin the planet He gave you? That's all. That's it. Right. On my philosophy on that, at least, and do it a little, like you said, a little bit. Do what we can. Do what we can is something. Back to the 10 Commandments. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Only 10. You only need 1. And if back to love and that, a little bit here, a little bit there, adds up. And if it doesn't, at least you're contributing, doing the best you can.
Yeah, and don't crap where you eat.
That's it, man. Because it's hard to get toilet paper now.
Got an emergency. Need a secure landline.
Hold on, Chief. You can't come in here and just start running through my joint, especially when I don't see no badge.
You cool? So you probably went into Pendleton, what, early 70s, may have had drill instructor Todd?
D.I. Barrios.
Yeah, he was no picnic either. I ate the same slop off a shingle you did, mopped the same barracks. One devil dog to another. Needs your phone.
There's an office in the back.
All right, thank you so much, Bob.
You're welcome.
Can anybody follow you on social media?
Yeah, they can always get me, BobGolub.com. You just put my name in, there's all kinds of stuff there. But I'm really concentrating more on the special, comedy special from 2005, because I'm proud of it. You know, and I've been for 20 years, they've been gone, you know, and I got it back. So.
Wonderful, man.
Hey, thank you so much for giving me a shot.
1, 2, 3. Goodness wins.
Yes, Lord. Goodness will win. The righteous will grit. And when we strike wicked down, saying goodness will win.
Please subscribe to Searching for Goodness.